Hello, welcome to round 10, which is very odd to say, isn't it, here in Barcelona, Spain. Normally, Spain used to be the first European round of the season, but goodness gracious me, we're almost halfway through the season. Spain has, and we've finally arrived in Spain then, of course. We did arrive in Spain last Wednesday with an absolutely horrendous bit of weather, wasn't it? But luckily today, it's a lot more sunshiny. Well, certainly as in qualifying, I do not know about the race set. And of course, we're going to take a look at the drivers and the constructors, I think, just before we get on to anything else, because it is really hotted up in the championship now with. Oh, I've got an email. Oh, great. You're just telling me that the stream would start. Fantastic. But yes, the drivers and the constructors is really hotting up. It is 2 points separate Sam Swift and Lucas Percy at the top of the standings in gold, whilst in the constructors championship, it is 1 point separates the Aston Martin and the Williams team. Then it is an absolutely fascinating championship battle here in round 10. It's incredible stuff indeed. That very much anything can happen there, and you could potentially any of the two championship protagonists can stumble. Menace Max, and who's still, I can't believe I'm saying this, still waiting for. I keep saying Menace Max. Menace, who's still waiting for their first Grand Prix win, is currently third in the championship. But Menace, I think, is going to be a menace. I think for the top two in the championship. I have a feeling for that then. But the 82 points in at round 10, and it's starting to become a bit more difficult, though, isn't it? For Menace, but potentially anything can happen. German there in the fourth position, strong drive for German, 20 points away from Menace. Max Andrew 4 points away from Sam Swift there. Then we have got, and of course you can tell how further into the season we are compared to normal, is that of course, German won his first in German's championship winning season. I think that this Spain was actually round 2 of the championship there, so we're round 10 now. Very unusual indeed. I'm just watching at Sam Swift Ninja going into the new / old. Then the more things change, the more they stay the same. But it's very unusual indeed, isn't it? Well, not very unusual. It's great to have the circuit back to how it the original layout then when I first started watching the old Formula 1 back in the 1580s or something like that, it feels like. Sam Swift across line, the championship leader. Let's go while Sam Swift then take us on a lap around at Spain then. It is Immortal in 5th position. He's left and he's rejoined the session in the Mercedes. I think it was Keza or Brabbit pointed out how close it is in the midfield of the championship with 55 points for German, 53 points for Immortal, 52 points for Troye. Brabbit on 46 points, 40 points for Keza. Kaz on 33 points, 29 for Troy Coyne. It's very close, isn't it, in the battle from 4th all the way down to 10th. Boxtow, who has not raced, well, I think the last time he's basically barely raced, hasn't he? Since the opening 3 rounds of the championship, I think he's raced once since then. Since the Japanese Grand Prix where he had to have a enforced break. So I don't know where Boxtow's gone off to. Unfortunately, I think they've probably just lost a bit of momentum, just a bit of drive for this game, really, hasn't it? It's not been a good start to possibly the heartbreak of being in the championship lead for so long last season that it really has. It would have affected me for sure, and really would have demolished me. But unfortunately for Boxtow, is just really struggling, I think, to get back onto terms with it. So Brooksy once again is stepping in the seat of Boxtow for the second race in a row. Goes second fast on a 13 at the moment now. So the other time there's been something the board we're going to ignore at the moment because it's a dry track and you shouldn't really be having intermediate tyres on. However, I'm a stickler for the old rules. Coop, as in Soup, has gone into second fastest now in the Aston Martin machine then, as the times are starting to rattle off quite nicely here at the moment then, here in Spain. Just going to watch Kaz in the Ferrari and just coming up into turn 4, which gives us opportunity to finish off the championship. Equals in a 12th position in the RB on 14 points. 11 points for Delando, the former bronze champion. We've just seen Coop on 11 points as well. Chappers in 15th position on 10 points. It feels to me that Chappers should be on more than 10 points. A lot of bad luck for Chappers this season, I feel, because he's been in the top 10, had pace in that second Williams car. Should be much higher than 15th. Legend, same with Legend as well, in 16th on 8 points then. Knowlesy on 3 at the moment. 2 for Mr. Raging Bull. Then, of course, Mr. Raging Bull, I think, is just trying to get used to the new setup that he's been having, but unfortunately it's not worked out too well. Second race in a row that Mr. Raging Bull has missed, so we got another super sub in with Young Lights, and who we'll talk about Young Lights in a minute, because there's some great news for Young Lights. Cam, who's returned from either from a sabbatical or whatever he's been doing, but to come back in the car in the McLaren then, and that's what McLaren needs, because they are desperately low in the constructors in all the championships, to be honest, and it's been pretty appalling from the team from Woking so far. Absolutely shocking, and of course I can't say too much as I drive for the Woking team as well in 100%, and I've only got 6 points as well. But Kaz going at second fastest, and got a as Max is currently in 20th at the moment there. Of course, the silver champion, who disappointing start so far for the silver champion down in 20th position. In the constructors then, let's go through that. As we got Cam out on circuit now. There they are, but I think I'm going to stick with Troy for the minute because he is started their lap now. Of course, the former champion for silver and for the and of course the silver champion and the world champion as well. Troy is Williams leads the way by 1 point then from the Aston Martin team in second position. A massive gap then, because the third constructor has not even got into triple figures yet. They're only on 92 points. That's the Haas team. We're just watching one of the two Haases now, which, by the way, in the real world of Formula 1, they've had their car seized as they cannot get out of the Netherlands at the moment. Is their quarrel with the old Ucarly sponsorship, but unfortunately, whoa, Troy's back in trying to overtake the front there, but their cars have been impounded or seized or whatever. They can't get out of the Netherlands at the moment, so that's not ideal. It says, of course, Italy is only in a week's time, hence the reason why probably we should have more than 20 cars on the grid. But I'm not going to go into the Andretti debate tonight. Troy going third fastest there in the Haas car. Toy Coy now starting their lap down. We're just going to stick with Cam at the moment. They're going into Farf corner because Farf had I'm sure Farf's had a lot of crashes over the years. Into Cox corner, of course, Cox corner named after the former driver John Cox, who crashed there almightily badly in his 50th Grand Prix start all some years ago. Goodness gracious me, time flies on your own foot. So Haas are in third position now, so I'm still going through the Constructors' Championship. Then we have got Ferrari on 57 points, along with the Kick Sauber also on 57 as well. And then 53, the Mercedes-Benz machine. 49 points for the Alpine car. Across the line there goes Cam, going full fast mode. Can Cam get himself on the board then tonight? Toy Coy now just coming to the fall central. I love the helmet, by the way. Fantastic. One thing this game really upsets me is the lack of helmets, or the fact is that it's all like pay to play, all that kind of stuff. I've only got 3 helmets, I think, in my repertoire. Across the line then, Toy Coin goes fast there. Toy Coin has asked for a race where he doesn't have any bad luck then, because he has had a lot of bad luck, hasn't he? On board his lights, we'll talk about lights in a minute, as I've been promising for the past 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 minutes. I will get there eventually, I swear, I promise. Then we got RB on 43 points, and they should be a lot higher than that, shouldn't they? But as we just heard from Toy Coin, very unlucky. Our Red Bull, the proper Red Bull team, then on 23 points, 11 points from McLaren. That's the problem. McLaren are so low on the constructors, and same with the joint constructors. They have scored 17 points in 30 races. No, hang on, in 27 races of ALR competition this season. The McLaren team have scored 17 points. That is pretty atrocious stuff indeed. Not ideal at all. By the way, congratulations to Jan Light. He has been promoted to the Kick Sauber team for the 100% league, which is not good for me because, to be honest, I want to score more points, not less points. Albeit I've only ever scored had 1 point finished at 100% so far, but that's mainly because I was cheating at the chicane. Lights has gone 8 fastest here in the Kick Sauber. To be honest, I think if Gold does need a new driver, Lights, who, as I think this is his longest stint in ALR in his whole career, he's been really good. Lights has, hasn't he? It's been great to see. Young Lights is a Grand Prix winner as well in this championship way back when. I can't remember when it was. I think it was season 4 or 5. When I think he has an almighty scrap. I'm sure it was with Eat the Cookie or something like that. Mortal going at second fastest there. I've seen someone Keza on a lap moment. I've just read a comment that Keza is going to be out in qualifying 1 according to Carter. We'll read that comment out in full in just a jiffy. Then here is Chapper said, "Whoa, back end trying to step out there, and that was quite shocking stuff indeed." Then I'm sure that and Don the Dons is now a new driver in the Ferrari as well for 100% as well. So congratulations to Don the Dons. And in bronze, we've got Luke, who has, I think, he's returned from his Australian adventure and has also been promoted into the Aston Martin car. As Alface baby has not really sure if he's given up his seat, but honestly kind of relinquished it when not turning up. But I think there's issues with the steering wheel or something like that. However, that was a long time ago. Lights across the line. Lights does not improve, unfortunately. Brooksy also a 10 first, second up. There's Lucas Percy then, the second in the championship at the moment. Equals and going through Cox corner. Keza going 9th fastest at the moment. Good stuff indeed then, where Quell said also on a lap then, but I'm going to stick with the former champion Lucas Percy. Espanol Fiesta Bang Bang says Knowles that I must admit my Spanish is not very good. All I know is uno dos tres, and that's usually because of Pitbull. Percy goes six fastest rugs. I'm sure he used to say that in a lot of his songs when he first started. Someone's jumped up the order quite nicely indeed. Who was that? That was Equals, who's gone 9 faster than the RB team. We was talking about the constructors just a minute ago. Thunder, Sean the Goat, thank you very much, Thunder. Thunder the Goat as well, of course, for joining us on this Sunday as well, and especially on the bank holiday. Menace goes fast at the moment. Menace, I'm sure, has had a pole position. I'll take a look in just a few moments' time. But Menace in the Ferrari, of course, also a beautiful helmet design as well. Let's talk about, because Keza, it was Carter Joyce said Keza to go out in Q1, wouldn't bet against it. Goodness gracious me. Keza was mentioning actually in the paddock, I think, when I was having a good old gander and having a little. Love the helmet by the way from Keza. That's fantastic helmet design. I love that. When I was having a little gander in the old paddock there, of course, Keza was saying that this is probably not the most. I think the first two seasons for Keza in ALR Gold have been pretty good, but this one has been his worst season so far. As he comes into the pits now, so hopefully Keza can dust himself off and get himself some decent points there. As Team Immortal says Thunder. Mortal currently in third fast. A bit concerned about Mortal earlier on there as he was struggling to keep in the session, but he isn't now. Cam less than a tenth of a second up on his previous best set. Speed Kai, who was an absolute revelation. It was in Canada. Speed Kai was, of course. Speed Kai won the silver Grand Prix around there last week in an incredible start. There, Cam back in the pits at the moment. Speed Kai is currently out of qualifying, but he's 4 seconds up. I think on his first sector time. No, he isn't actually. I think this could be his in lap. Yeah, it is his in lap then. So in the drop zone at the moment, it's both McLarens again, unfortunately. Speed Kai, Coop, and Brooksy all currently face an extinction from qualifying. That's a brutal word to say, isn't it? Goodness gracious me. So no one out on circuit mode then is currently improving on their times then. Unfortunately, Nosey in the 14th position at this moment in time. Of course, Brabbit has been an absolute revelation, hasn't he, this season for the Alpine team. Nosey only 3 points. That's the lowest tally that he has had in his ALR career so far at this stage of any championship. Unfortunately for Nosey, I'm sure he loved the fact that I've decided to stick that one out. But nonetheless, unfortunately, I'm here to report about the facts, said I there. Or maybe I shouldn't actually. Maybe I should just maybe I should just wind my neck in potentially. So in terms of pole positions this season, we've no one has had more than 2 pole positions this season. Of course, the 2 pole positions are for Lucas Percy and for Toy Coin. Everyone else has had 1 pole position. The likes of Sam Swift Ninja, the likes of who else is that? Brabbit has got a pole position. Menace has got a pole position. Brabbit has got a pole position as well as Immortal, which is really good stuff indeed. Then. Really good stuff indeed. Just watching Keza coming out to turn 10, I believe, and turn 11. I'm not sure what that class is one corner, but apparently it does on the trap map, or the last trap map that I looked at, which was probably actually a year or 2 ago, to be fair. Here comes Keza then, of course, kind of Joyce Carter's motivate Keza out of the final turn. Then Troy is out of qualifying already here. I think Troy is going to be very nervously looking over their shoulder here, because I think that's not going to be good enough. Down the start finish straight, and of course the start finish straight, that is the longest straight on the circuit. Then obviously because it's the longest straight, of course. But of course, a part of this circuit is mainly about the setup of the car. And of course, talking to the setup of the car, then my teammate, of course, gave me the wrong setup and absolutely sabotaged my performance last week in Spain. However, having said that, I probably sabotaged myself. Is this part of the course here, I drove into the side of someone and broke my front wing, and then refused to change it for 40 laps, which wasn't good. And of course, which I think was Farfet initiated the contact, because I'm sure he went on the outside of someone. But actually, I don't know, to be fair. But Farfet's in the facility, so I'm going to blame Farfet nonetheless. But so I'm on board with Keza as well. on board Kesselden as he is just coming into the final sector then. I'm actually, just to caveat that, to be fair, if Serious Russian wasn't giving me setups, I'd probably be driving on default. So, and that didn't go too well in Imola, did it? If anyone remembers that disaster class, Keza not really finding much pace, to be honest. He's he's on the same level as his teammate now, Troy, and they're both in the 12.5s. But I was expecting a bigger response there, or a much better time now for the Haas driver. So that's not ideal at all. Here comes Cam into the Cox corner. What can Cam do? The second intermediate split time is coming up here. The second sector time here. Let's see what he's doing. That's his personal best. That's just under half a second up. That's more like it from Cam. So can he get himself out of a quali one here with just under 90 seconds to go in this qualifying session? It's very dark outside. Must have been a bit of rain on the horizon today. Hopefully there's no rain in the race. There was rain in the race throughout the race on Saturday. On when was it? Cam goes 6 fastest. That should be safe and sound and through in the qualifying too for the McLaren team. And they were loving that. Brooksy starting their lap now. Coop is to the first sector for 700 a second down. That's not ideal. Cam and now Dilando. Can he find anything left in the piggyback? Here's Knowles then going through turn 13 and 14. Manga, who is currently through the qualifying turn one, and can he get himself into qualifying two though? At the moment, if the checkered flag falls now, if there's a red flag, Cam will go through, and that's a much better time for Mag. And I must say that we have not seen the best out of the silver champion, have we, so far this season? But that could be this could be a starter or an ace odds there for the Mercedes driver. And remember, Equa's just got 10 fast. And remember that Troy also struggled when he first started in gold. Then it's a different kettle of fish, isn't it? There. Why is there fish in a kettle? I do not know, but that's just a saying. Then is we got a lot of drivers that just trying to get out of each other's way here. As goodness gracious me. All kinds of shenanigans going on then on the as we've got yellow flags and for the Kaz who's in the pits then, and I hate to say it, but Carter Joyce maybe on the money then with Kaz being out of qualifying here. Both Haas's are in major peril here, not only in real life, and of course as their cars at the moment looks like that they're not going to be allowed out of Netherlands across the line. Brooksy does not improve and stays 20 faster. The checker flag has fallen here. What about Dilando? He's found 2/10 for a second there. The McLaren driver has that. It's not enough though, and out of qualifying they go. Knowlesy is not found. It's found just under a 10th of a second, just over half a 10th of a second. Knowlesy goes 12 faster. Great final sector there, and Knowlesy has knocked Keza out then on the game. I mean, I don't think Knowlesy is ever. I don't think Knowlesy is that feisty. Out of the final turn then comes Speed. 16th fast is not enough. Keza's down to 17th now. Troy is hanging on by the skin of his nose cone here. Cooper's had a horror show middle sector, so I think that Troy could just be through by just about the minutest of margins here. But by the minutest of margins here, then Troy is through. Speed Kai then out of qualifying, along with Keza, Dilando, Coop and Brooksy, all out of qualifying one here in the Spanish GP, unfortunately, as we roll on into qualifying at 2. Right. I'm, as Nosey says, I'm not very good, Sean. 3 points is good, laugh out loud. Sorry, Keza, as Nosey has knocked out Keza out of qualifying. But technically, Speed Kai also would have knocked him out as well then. So, but Nosey through in the qualifying too, so he'd be very happy with that. Carter Joyce, if anyone wants the lotto numbers, let me know. To be honest, I might need the lotto numbers. Is it still called the lotto? I know there's something called the Thunderball, potentially, but that was the last time I watched the lottery. Last time I watched the lottery. I felt helpless, Troy was saying that. Troy was out of qualifying quite early on there. Not when I say out of qualifying, he was back in the car, back in the garage there, and kind of called it a day quite early on, but luckily through to qualifying too. But Troy is saying he feels helpless there. Sarah's Mushroom evening show, let's not mention the sabotage on Wednesday. I would never do such a thing, Mushroom. Just do not rewind the stream back 2 minutes, otherwise you may hear me saying something about it. So just go through the qualifying at 2 now then. We got 15 minutes of this one. And the car be lighter for qualifying too. Knowles here saying that. Our qualifying is Brooksy, Coop, Delando, Keza, and Speed Kai. Excuse the break there, as I had a little panic because I thought it's in a spider next to my foot. So those are the 5 drivers out at quali 1 there. As we now roll on into qualifying 2. By the way, thank you very much for joining us tonight and on this bank holiday. I must admit, I thought it was going to be a bit lonely tonight. I think I missed this race. I was missing this race last year, wasn't I? Because I was having a good old time in Chessington, I think it was. I'm sure it's Chessington, because I also missed the Dutch Grand Prix as well, and I had to get up at 6 o'clock the next morning to watch the full race run, because unfortunately that's how Now TV works for me. Serious Russian, damn it. But luckily Serious Russian's already given me the setup for Austria. However, I'm going to need more than just a setup for Austria, because that's penalty city, and my word, I get more penalties than what Manchester United used to get when Howard Webb and Ferguson was about. So we're into qualifying 2 now for Spain. Controversial there, oh dear. Talk about indoors and the fans, eh? Qualifying 2 here, and of course this is going to get very interesting indeed. Then, by the way, a quick shout out as well to our sponsors, which I need to do more of, to be fair. Of course, 3D Track Print said if you want to have a 3D track print of Spain, then just go to the link in the description and get those orders placed. I would probably pick Spa. I would love the old Spa to be back, to be honest, personally. But of course, when I say the old Spa, I mean when they had the old bus stop chicane. I don't mean the Goliath Spa, which took forever and a day to get around. Because I think they had one there. It took 7 minutes to get around, or was it 14 minutes, something like that? Absolutely. Absolutely monstrous circuit indeed then the Old Spa was. But no, the Old Spa, well, I mean, when Damon Hill won it, of course, when they actually had a bus stop for the final chicane then as well. I'd also remember that circuit, well, probably because I liked that circuit as well back then as well, because on the old games, you could cheat there. It was brilliant. Obviously, you probably can't do it these days, even if we did that, the Old Spa. Other circuits as well, I'll probably pick Japan as well to have a 3D track print. And I'm always in an iron about my third favourite track on this game. I do like Zandvoort, I must admit. I think it's like Japan. I'm not a fan of racing around Japan, but I love driving the circuit. Same with Zandvoort as well. Here comes Lucas Percy across the grid hatches as well to start their lap, as we're going on board the former champion down into turn 1 and 2. I was speaking to Kiki, and that's what I was going to mention was that there, because Kiki, when we was doing 100% on Wednesday, I was talking to Kiki and Farfa. Kiki mentioned there it was about turn 9 and turn 2 was very precarious indeed, so you have to be careful there. Percy had to correct the car indeed then. His camera's there for session as well. I don't know what's going on with the two McLarens, but both McLarens have been in and out here like a yo-yo. Serious Russian, Austria is easy. Oh, Percy's off the circuit. Whilst I look down, Percy has got off the circuit. The car looks very unsettled in turn 2. At fourth corner, unfortunately, turn 7 and 8, then he has gone well off the circuit there. That is that lap done and dusted then for Percy. Luckily, the stream's about 20 seconds slower than me, so let me just see what happened there. Yeah, just got on the grass there and just spun. Oh dear, oh dear. Maybe I should perhaps concentrate a bit more on what's in front of me. Who am I looking for? I'm looking for someone to complete their lap. So we just got Equal starting their lap. There we've got like said, who's in the Kick Sauber. Ironically, he's in the Kick Sauber for the 100% as well on Wednesday. So good 17 there. So getting very much ingrained in that Kick Sauber team is like said, or I'm going to just call him Sauber to be honest. Right, so Kaz has gone fast in the Ferrari. Then Lights has gone second fast, 6/10 of a second away. And Mushroom's going to tell me now if it's used tires or new tires, because that makes a huge difference at the moment there. Because Aston Martin, I was talking about Aston Martin, person's going to go for their bite of the chair as well. Here comes Immortal, all the Immortal fan club is going to go up, stand there, and they are standing because Immortal has gone fast there by 200ths of a second there from Kaz. Immortal is, like Kaz, is in the bracket, I think, for one of the best qualifiers in ALR today and potentially in history as well. Them two have been very good in qualifying. Menace is looking pretty handy though on one lap speed as well here today in that Ferrari. Lovely stuff indeed then, as we got, who was that that has just jumped up the order. That was Equals has gone 4 faster than the RB. Sam Swift, the defending champion and the current championship leader, is 4 faster at the moment in Spain. Of course, very good. Of course, Sam Swift is the a feat that he is the driver with the fastest championship win in ALR history. I got to confirm that. Legends going at 6 fast then. Mag is currently in 7th at the moment there. So just going to watch Knowlesy there, who's just going through the final 2 turns there. Coming into the final turn there for Knowlesy. And Knowlesy looking 9th fast road ever. Knowlesy looking a lot more comfortable with the car, I'd say, at the moment. Toy Coin, two of brilliant qualifiers. I mentioned Immortal and Cars. Toy Coin, goes without saying, of course, his Formula 2 escapade was fantastic, wasn't it? So many pole positions, Toy Coin was there. Potentially, if he joined the championship right from the beginning, him and Troy would have had a fantastic battle for that Formula 2 championship title. It would have been superb stuff indeed. Austria is easy if you stay on the track then, but unfortunately that is something which I cannot do. I struggle to stay on the track on if we had Malaysia on this circuit, which is one of the widest tracks in history, I'd struggle to stay on that one as well. Have you mentioned that address yet? I did have a quick cheeky plug at Mushroom, as we was talking about the Haas cars potentially not being allowed out of Zandvoort at the moment. There's a dispute going on with Ukali. Is it Ukali? Their old Russian sponsor, about owing some money, and Haas said that they do owe the money and it's just an administration error or something like that. However, it looks like it hasn't been settled because the cars are still stuck at Zandvoort at the moment, whilst they probably should be being shipped off to wherever the next race is. Should be shipped off to Italy right now, but they're not. The final turn there for Toy Coin across the line, goes 4 fastest there. I think that's used tyres, Mushroom. But the reason why I brought Andretti up there is because if we had more teams, then we'd still have a 20-car grid, wouldn't we? There, but there you go. That's just me. New for cars, probably for all of says Serious Mushroom. In terms of the new tyres, and Percy might be used. Then, yeah, the bailiffs have stepped in. I've sieged them at laugh out loud. There, I do feel sorry for Haas because there does just seem to be a never-ending saga of bad sponsors, drivers, and then they had of course, it's just it's awful, isn't it? Really, of course, they had the legendary William Story, of course, or Bad Santa, as some of the Formula 1 community call him. But I must admit, they did have very nice liveries in 2019. The final turn, Ken Chappers across the line. Chappers once again underline his qualifying performance this season has been fantastic. But Chappers in the races, I think similar to Toy Coin, I think he's just been very unlucky this season. Chappers has currently 6 fast money. He's been in qualifying 3 more often than not, as has this man here. A completely different man this season, Brabbit is. And to be fair, in a couple of races where there was rain at the beginning, which really cost Brabbit, I think, a podium at the very least, when he qualified on the front 2 rows. I think the Brabbit has been superb this season, one of the biggest improvers in my humble opinion. Mazda Spin's revenge then. Well, I've been joking about potential Mazepin returning to the team we're on board with now, the Alpine team, in 2026, and when High-Tech take over them. I don't think that's actually happening, to be honest, but there we go. Albeit one of the things that possibly, which almost certainly will be happening, by the sounds of things, is Alpine. Bless me, is that Alpine is going to be using Mercedes engines, which is very odd indeed, isn't it? There we go. What a world we live in. So just watching Young Lights, he's gone purple in second. It's in the second sector here as Young Lights out, and of course coming into turn 13 and now into turn 14. Then Rabbit is getting Rabbit. You try saying that. Lights has gone 7 faster at the moment there in Nicky Sauber. So good stuff indeed there. So currently everyone is in the pits apart from Kaz and Young Lights. And 6 minutes ago in the qualifying session now, it seems like it's Troy's had the session as well now. Goodness gracious me. I think that and Troy and Cam have not set times yet. That's not ideal at all. And of course Percy has not set a competitive time just yet. Knowlesy and Mags are currently at 12th and 11th, and they're both in the drop zone here. That Russian sponsor is Mazepin's dad's company. Yeah, you know, got a lot of big links, haven't they, as well? And that's unfortunately come back to haunt them as well. Unfortunately, then, but yeah, maybe we might see that sponsorship back in there. Of course, the Haas livery in 2021, I quite like, to be honest, but I must admit. I liked it, then I realised what. Then when I was starting to read a lot of the comments from the ALR drivers in Discord, I kind of realised what it actually it looked like a Russian flag, basically, didn't it? Yeah, I didn't notice that at the time. I thought it was a really nice livery, actually. To be honest, I've never been a big old fan of Haas's grey livery, or like I don't really like the grey and white livery personally for the Haas when they had it in 2018 and then 2020 as well, I think. So it's kind of a breath of fresh air, really. But yeah. The gold livery is fantastic. The black and gold livery is fantastic, though. I must say, of course, liveries is one of my favourite talking points of Formula One, as is crash helmets. Obviously, we don't talk about the important stuff in Formula One on this channel, like skill or anything like that. We're only concerned about the cosmetics of Formula One, aren't we? Troy has gone for a mid-session nature's call kind of thing. Potentially he has, but he's back in the session. And I must say, that's a very quick mid-session poop as well, if you ask me. Cat's going fast there on 11.7. I think that should be safely through there. And teammate Menace is quite content there in second position mode. He was fastest for the majority of this session there. Did one lap, came back in the pits there, and got his feet up in the Ferrari garage then. I just watched his teammate there have a bite to the cherry. Light said he's got 4 minutes. I think the light should come in the pits and probably throw in a new set of tyres here and then go for another bite of the cherry, I think. So I'm sure that he's been out for a few minutes now, actually, whilst he was watching Kazan. I love the helmet, by the way, from Lights as well, of course, car 12. Lights has always had car 12, I believe. And so as he comes into the final two corners as well, as they arrive into the pit lane. There's a nasty bump on this pit lane with last season or the season before, which I think took out Troy, and may have took out a few others as well. But Troy was one of the biggest casualties because of that bump there in the last season or the season before that. I think it was when Troy was driving the Mercedes, potentially, as the Kick Sauber team are getting ready to go to work. And whilst one Kick Sauber comes into the pits, the other Kick Sauber is out of qualified. I thought it was the other Kick Sauber, but then it's the Mercedes then. And it is the Mercedes of Madge, is it? Or is it... which Mercedes is it? I can't tell. It's a Motor. Now here comes the Motor then. Now 11.7's not safe. That's slow. That says Serious Mushroom. Oh dear. So there's both Ferraris in major trouble here then. Is Serious Mushroom pulling my leg? Or is the two Ferraris then maybe a bit overconfident here? Well, we've got about 3 minutes in this qualifying session to go then. And only a Motor's out of qualifying at the moment. And this lap, of course, with the Mickey Mouse chicane gone now. And of course the widening of turn 10 and 11. This lap time has been shortened by about 6-7 seconds there, and now the lap times is about 1:11 rather than 1:15, 1:16. Now is I'm also then going through Cox Corner, and now onto the back straight, and two DRS zones around this circuit with qualifying 2. Just coming to qualifying 2 is now coming up to its final crescendo here, where we have got to lose another 5 drivers. Qualifying 2 is just about to terminate. 11th down to 15th here. Sarcasm, Sean. Thank you very much, Mushroom. Of course, but sarcasm is the lowest form of wit. Serious Mushroom, as my colleagues used to say back in my workplace, which. It's still wit nonetheless, so isn't it? That's my argument. As Mortal going down into turn 1. So, Serious Mushroom believes that the Ferraris are safe. I believe the Ferraris are safe as well. So, I think that the Ferraris should be safe, though, but I think the rest of the field, Brabbitt could be safe as well. I think anyone in the 11s is safe, but Immortal doesn't feel that safe at all. And he's already 802nd up on his first best time here. There's a Haas car just in front of us, so our Haas team has not been impounded, which is a good thing. Indeed, otherwise, Troy and Keza may not be too happy, potentially. So just going into the fourth corner, that RB there almost on the racing line now, but just got off there. They didn't really have much nowhere to go, to be honest. There, that Haas car now just on the back straight. I'm wondering if that Haas car did cause a bit of disruption with the airways. A 10 for a second up in the second split time for Immortal then. Everyone else is now out on circuit apart from Cam, who is out of qualifying. Unfortunately, it's the McLaren driver. Troy has just come out of the pit. We've seen him on an outlap now. So it looks like Cam is going to be our first victim out of qualifying 2 here. Unfortunately, the McLaren. Both McLarens on the Q3 again. Immortal improves by 0.2 of a second and is about half a tenth of a second away from Kaz. And currently is which is currently the benchmark of qualifying 2. Mad Sarah is out of qualifying there. Not out of qualifying, but out on the pits now, attacking the first sector. 9600 of a second up there. 12.2, I think is safe. Serious much for saying that. If that's the case, I think that Equals and lower is going to be looking over their shoulder then. And Cam, unfortunately, out of qualifying. But everyone else is everyone else out there at the moment then. What can Madge do then? Of course, the silver champion then. No points on the board so far from Madge then. Into turn 9, Cox corner then. Not running too wide then. He's got a lot of time to make. He's left a lot of time on the table, Madge has, on the outside. But I think that Madge just wants to get through into qualifying 3. He wants a solid, if not spectacular, lap here. But it's looking pretty good from Madge's side point of view then. Brabbit is feels safe as well. He's coming to the pits now. So I think that he's happy on that. Into the final turn. Turn 14 then, out of turn 14 then. This is a good performance from Manchester, and across the line going 6 fastest. I think that's safe. And Mushroom is also let us know that could be safe as well. Lights is improved by 1500 of a second there. That is quite that's quite precarious, I feel. Troy across the line, 3rd fastest. Lights is down to 9th now. Oh dear then. There's a blue card then, but it could be any one of a number of blue cards. It's like Equals, I should say. 8 fast there for 8 fast, which is not which has put Lights in the 10th position. And put Sam Swift Ninja very precarious as well. Chappers has gone 7 faster. Lights out qualifying, unfortunately. Lights out of the qualifying session there. We got an Aston Martin coming through then. Percy is only 10th fastest. That could be major for Percy then. And Lights is out qualified. Who's that who's just gone through? Legends has gone at 11 fastest there. So what can Sam Swift do? Percy and Sam Swift. Who's going to be through the qualifying 3 here? It is Sam Swift. Percy's down at 11th position there. The man who is second in the championship, I believe, is current 2 points behind Sam Swift. It's out of qualifying. Sam Swift has made it through in the qualifying 3. And it's a horror show for Lucas Percy. He's out by 200ths of a second there. Oh my goodness gracious me. That is not ideal at all, is it, for one of the championship pretenders here? Oh goodness gracious me. Lucas Percy's been on pole position there for the last 2 races in a row as well. Back in Monaco and Canada, so that is that's not a deal at all then. So Percy has been to pole position for the last 2 races, not pole position here today, unfortunately for the Aston Martin driver, and they're going to be unfortunately taking the walk of shame then out to qualifying at 2 here. Also qualifying Legends there, Lights as well, did only improve this time by the minute of margin. Cam didn't set a time. Nolte in 14th position as we roll on to qualifying for you. Percy won't sweat it. That has the because he has the race pace these days. Percy's superb, isn't he, in the race? To be honest, I think I was saying a couple of races ago actually that Percy does remind me of Emerson. Emerson at the beginning of his career didn't really have the ultimate qualifying pace, did he? But in this race, he was so electric. He really was indeed that. Thunder, Team Immortal. Immortal is currently through in the qualifying 3. And I'm going to be honest, if I was a betting man, Immortal will be on my betting slip to take pole position in the 10th round of the World Championship here tonight there. Not surprised, to be honest, Percy saying, gone for a race setup due to inability to overtake. So Percy there sharing some of his deep, dark secrets there. I love it. So, Serious Mushroom, what does that mean? Are you going to enlighten us with what does Percy mean by a race setup then? As we go into turn 1 and 2 then. Of course, Serious Mushroom is now our Ted Kravitz or Bernie Collins here in ALR Formula 1 then. Immortal, oh goodness me, Thunder, Immortal greater than Percy, goodness gracious me. Well, both drivers are champions there of different disciplines. Immortal is the champion, the first ever champion of 100%, and of course Percy is the champion of Season 9 of ALR Gold then. So that is two very different disciplines, isn't it? As Toy Coin now is just letting that Ferrari go through. Which Ferrari was it? It was Kaz who's gone through, and Kaz said it's going to be the leading driver there to cross the line. I would say that maybe the slipstream down the start-finish straight may be ideal, but overall, I don't think. I think you want to have quite a decent gap between the two cars because Cam was not in the session. That's why he didn't qualify. You want a decent gap, don't you? I think in real world of F1, you want in the real world of F1, you want about 5 or 6 seconds gap between the cars. Then, well, that's not a 6-second gap between. I think that's Equals and Cam. Over the line then to start our lap now. Mushroom, a straight line speed, I'm guessing then, and of course said that means that Serious Mushroom believes that Percy is going for a lighter drag car, and he's going to be quicker than the hiccup down the start finish straight, and he may struggle in the corners, and which may be the reason why Percy is sitting out now because he couldn't gain time through these long corners here of the first and second sector. Then 21-7 then to start us on our journey. Then Team Farhad as well. Thunder is saying that as we go into turn 6 or 7. Nope, that's probably 5. Sean, would you get the corner numbers right, please? Now we go up into 4th turn. Why is it called 4th turn? Because I think he had the most pathetic of DNFs that I've ever seen, where he literally just rolled into the bar and his car fell apart. Into Cox Corner then. Coming out of it now then, look at that then, up to 8th gear, 193 miles an hour before breaking down into 70 miles an hour, before taking a very long run then through turn 11 then. Why is it 2 turns? I do not know. Out of turn 12 then, as Troy is the only driver in the pits at the moment. No, he's out of the pits now. Troy now, salami short now. Into 14 then, out of the fallow town for the Ferrari, over the grid, hatches over the line, and is fast at the moment. What about the car behind? Toy Coin fast and fun, the minutest of margins. Wow, Sam Strip Ninja is a 12-1 at the moment there, but Menace has gone faster still somehow. Menace with a pole position to his name earlier on the season, back in the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix, and is currently pole position here in Spain now. Toy Corn alongside on row 1, Cars in front position, Chapper has out-qualified his teammate in 4th end, and then we have got Brabbit who's now made his way up in the 4th position, and these times are electric. Mag is in 8th position, Equals is 7th at the moment there. What about Mortal? Here comes a mortal now then, as we go into it. Can you show us a mortal slap, please? Thunder saying we're on board with a mortal across the line, and pole position now for a mortal, and Thunder is gonna be jumping for joy because that's a 0.2 of a second quicker than Menace, and that is a mammoth margin to gain find on this circuit. That is absolutely incredible. Immortals had 6 pole positions in his 61 qualifying attempts so far. So Immortal then is very much a man who knows a lot about getting pole position around here at the moment. Fantastic 17. Thunder loves it then as well. Pole so far for Immortal. 1:11.5 and 2 turns a second round here. I must say that is a very absolutely incredible time for anyone. Can Menace Toy Coin do anything about that? Can Kaz do anything about that? I gotta say, I don't believe so. All 3 of those drivers are incredible in qualifying trim, but 0.2 of a second round here. There's nothing to sneeze at. Troy has used a lot of deployment on this lap then. Troy there in the second sector is at a 50.6, and the only driver not set a time so far. Team Iran, Team Farhad, says Thunder. Brilliant indeed. I've raced a lot against Farhad. He is the GOAT, Thunder is saying. He certainly is, Malta is, and hoping for his 7th pole position of his career in ALR here tonight. Troy out of the final turn. Can Troy get in the mix? He's 5th fastest there, but he's in the 11th there, and in front of 2 Williams there, and Serious Mercer said Chapper's greater than Sam Swift there. Chapter to 7th, Sam Swift in 8th position. Well, they're the 2 championship rivals, not having a good time so far, and the track goes a bit more quieter now, whilst we settle down before we go for one more final run here in qualifying. And what a qualifying we've had so far. Currently, Immortal on pole position. I think Immortal has been on pole position already this season, hasn't he? Hang on, let me get me old thingy majig up. Yeah, so Mortal was in pole position in Australia, wasn't he? The third round of the season. So Callum Mortal get his second pole position of the season. Then Troy currently just touring back into the garage. Then here last season's pole position time. Did we race here last season? Is the first question that I need to ask, and I'm sure we did because we cut off a lot of Grand Prix out of last season, didn't we? It was a German pole position of a 10.8 then for last season. Then so we're not going to be anywhere near that. I don't think here tonight, but German was on pole position last season. I don't think German's actually in here tonight, is he? Unfortunately, that's not ideal then. So that means we got a new pole here. Percy was on pole position back in season 9. Percy out qualifying. Boxtel's not here, so otherwise he could have been on pole position. Epic the Animal was on pole position in season 7. Pillars was on pole position in season 6. Emerson season 5. The Cookie season 4. Season 3 was Granty Boy. Season 2 was Dan Murphy, and season 1 was Jochen. So we've always had different pole sitters, and we're going to get another different pole sitter here tonight than here in Spain. Then this is the Spanish Grand Prix 11th running in ALR. Fantastic. I'm Williams, so I shouldn't. I'm a Williams, so I shouldn't judge. No, you absolutely shouldn't, Serge Busham. By the way, Serge Busham has sent me some tips again. Then, of course, I'm not sure if I was allowed to share the one about the about editing the steering, but there's something else that Mushroom has shared as well. But I'm not sure if I'm allowed to share it, to be honest, actually. But there's one thing that is very interesting, actually, which I never even thought of, and I bet you all the drivers that is using a controller, or is what the specialist called a pad, basically it's a controller, I'm wondering if they know about this secret ingredient as well. I certainly never even thought about it, to be honest. All right, Kaz out of final turn. He's gone quite early, Kaz out here then. So DRS right on the money then, using all the deployment then in the Ferrari, going down into turn 1 and 2. Turn 1 into turn 2 was quite precarious, was there? I think it was season 5 here in Spain now, where a lot of drivers was going very long. The likes of John Cox, the likes of, I'm sure it was Pillars, potentially. That was going very long, that race. And Emerson was pitted very late on in that race. It was on new tyres. And I think it was 2 laps before the end. John Cox made a mistake at turn 2. And then I think the Pillars' tyres just ran out then. Emerson went on to win that one. No sharing, Sirius Russia said. Goodness gracious me. So no sharing I will not do. On board with cars at the moment into the... Whoa, my gosh, sir. And I think that he's going to have to back out of that because that's too much time he's left on the table there. And good car control, by the way. Absolutely fantastic stuff indeed then. So unfortunately for Kaz, he's going to have to do another lap. He's going to have to harvest and go around again. Luckily, he's harvested already, but he's going to use a lot of tyre performance there. Here's Toy Coin then. Toy Coin now, as we mentioned, 2 pole positions already this season for Toy Coin. He's had 5 pole positions in his career so far. Can he get a 6th one? As Big Al has retracted their statement. I would love to know what that statement was. It might have changed my life, but unfortunately, I'm never going to know. Toy Coin now, out of turn 3 then. Of course, that mysterious corner where Fernando Alonso hurt himself, ended up in hospital in 2015 in the test session around here, which is still very odd indeed. It's one of those things that we are never going to find out about. Hopefully, we might find out in one of Fernando Alonso's autobiographies potentially. But I'd love to know what happened there because that was very odd indeed. That, of course, that was one of Honda's first ever escapades in the Formula One on the in Formula One and on their journey back into on their journey into hybrid power. Luke, any thoughts on it? Aston Martin, you sign in for bronze? Luke is asking. Yes, indeed. That of course we broke it earlier on today. As of course Luke is now joining the Aston Martin team with the Alface baby has exited due to equipment issues, and Toy Coin is very much on the edge of the limit and beyond, and pole position now of 11.5 to start us going. What an incredible effort that was. Kaz is in the pit, so Kaz is not going to go for another time run then. Can we see Immortal's lap, please? Thunder is saying we're on board with Immortal now, who is just coming up to complete their lap, and we have got about 1 minute and 30 to go in this one there, and going up into the final turn as well, and on board then with Immortal. Has he done enough? He has! His pole position, he's found another 2/10 a second over his previous best, and it has lowered the benchmark again. Immortal's on pole position for the Spanish Grand Prix. But we have We have Menace, Cass, Troy, Brabbit, Chapper, Sam Swift, Equals, and Mag. All there queuing up and trying to displace this manager. Well, both Mercedes in the top 10 is good to see. The second Mercedes is starting now. Then here comes Madge. Thunder, pole position there. Why Swanee moved? Serious Fresh said. I think it was Alface Bay with it has moved. Not Swanshanks. I think Swanshanks is still in the car, I believe. And just on board now, 55, 5500 a second. And is the first sense time is at Magdad. Just accelerating away. And at the moment, Mortal currently on pole position, 11-3 so far. Look at the sun now starting to come out on circuits. That going to help or hinder the drivers and not send time just there. You do not want to bake the track too much, but you do want to make it quite toasty. Into the second split time that is coming up now. He's a second up, matches, and that's in the ballpark of Equals and maybe even Sam Swift Ninja. Immortal is in the pit lane, and he is currently on pole position for the Spanish Grand Prix. Here comes Manson flying through 13, flying through 14 as well. There's a lot of deployment left in the Mercedes car out of the final turn, and Manson is going to be in at 11. Yes, the 7 fastest there, and it's great to see the bronze champion there very much come of age, and finally we have seen what this gentleman is made of. Brilliant stuff indeed. I'm looking for a Haas. There is the Haas, and Troy's not had a very good second sector here. I don't think Troy's going to. He has improved by the minutest of margins, but it's not enough. And Menace Max there has only improved by a tenth of a second, but it's not enough. And Chapper's going fifth fast, and Chapper's is fifth fastest. What about Sam Swift Ninja? Found 3/10 of a second. He's on row 2 here. He's in fourth position at the moment. What about Toy Coin? Toy Coin there is crawling, and as Equal stays 10th fastest, and Madge is back down to 9th position there. Carl there has found 100 for a second. It's not enough, I don't think, because it's Immortal's time. It is pole position for Immortal for the 7th time in his career. Wow, incredible qualifying indeed there for Immortal. 7th pole position in his 67th qualifying attempt here. Fantastic stuff indeed. That's Immortal's 2nd pole position of the season as well. Brilliant stuff indeed. And as I mentioned, great to see the both Mercedes drivers very much flying high here. Fantastic stuff indeed. But it's Immortal who has got the best start, his best position on the grid here today of pole position for the Mercedes-Benz AMG Petronas cars. Fantastic stuff indeed. Wow, what qualifying that was. Big Al. Again, sarcasm, Sean. I apologise. So let me like Knowles'. Knowles is coming out because he's giving me a fiver for my lunch tomorrow. Fantastic. Big Al. What equipment do racers use here? Controller, direct drives, mushroom. What do you use? I use both. Big Al. Depends on track faster on pad though. Yes, I use a pad here, but it's a mixture of pads, mixture of controllers and steering wheels. I think that a tenth of a second there between Immortal and Toy Coin. That's nothing to sneeze about, is it? Pole position, Thunder said he's overjoyed with that performance there for Immortal. A tenth of a second in front, a tenth of a quarter in front of Toy Coin. Now with Menace Max in third, Sam Swift recovered nicely to be fourth, and Kaz in fifth. What could have been if Kaz got his first time on the board then? Of course, he made that mistake at fourth corner. 6 is Chappers, with Troy in 7th, with Brabbit in 8th, Mag in 9th position. Great to see Mag up there, and that is exactly what we want to see from the Silver Champion. Back in the mo. Look at that. I'm getting good at this, aren't I? It's only taken me, 11 seasons? It's the formation up now around here, and all three types of compounds of tyres are being used. By the way, Knowles then, what a qualifying free gold standard, absolutely awesome for as what Knowles has just said there. And of course, giving us the Maldonado emoji as well. Of course, Maldonado won this race, it's one and only race back in 2012, didn't he? I was actually watching that season review right now. I must admit, I forgot it was Sunday up until about 5:45, something like that. I had to have a bit of, I was like, oh goodness me. So yeah, I thought it was a Saturday still. But let's hope Immortal doesn't bottle it. East Hugo Resort. We just need a good start. Come on, Farhad, I'm proud of you. Goodness me. And now that Immortal, so then we got soft tyres then for Menace, for Speed Kai, and for Coop. Menace, the only driver in the top 10 on soft tyres. The other driver and the hard runners there is Sam Swift and Brabbit, the only two hard runners in the top 10 as well. Lucas Percy down 11th on the hard tyres, along with Lights and Knowlesy and Brooksy. Everyone else on the medium tyres. I hope you've all written that down. Even though we can't probably, well, we could have seen it on the side there. Immortal pole position for the 7th time in his career, alongside him is Toy Coin on row 1. Can Toy Coin get a clean pair of heels? Menace Max, Menace in third position, I keep calling him Menace Max. 4th is Sam Swift Ninja, the championship leader, 2 points in front of Percy as it stands at the moment before a lap has been run here. Kaz in 5th position there. Kaz, what could have been then, I feel that Kaz there is a lot more in the bank there for Kaz, but unfortunately his first run was his final run was not ideal. Chappers 6, brilliant stuff again for Chappers. Then can he convert? Troy in 7th, Brabbit down in 8th, and Madge. What a great result for Madge. It's great to see the silver champion here. 10th position is Equals with Percy 11th, Legends in 12th position, Lights in 13th with Knowlesy 14th, Cam 15th, Speed 16th, Keza down in 17th, a horror show for Keza. Delando 18th, Coop 19th, Brooksy 20th, and 20 cars line up on the grid for the Spanish Grand Prix. Here we go. Team around on top then, Kian and Farhad. Then come on, Chappers and Taylor Swift. And Farf, good evening to you, Farf. Lights are on then, as they're all big, they're all illuminated. Then when 5 lights are on, 5 lights are off, they have been released, and it's go for the Spanish Grand Prix. And someone had a lot of wheel spin there, and I think that was Toy Coin potentially. And now here comes Menace Max going down into turn 1. He's charging the pole sitter, and Immortal breaks so much later and keeps that position there. Was there contact? I think there was. Knowlesy off the circuit in the Alpine and dropped down into 20th position in last there. Unfortunately, Knowlesy is there. Oh dear. Knowles had a good qualifying, but that has been all undone in the matter of moments here. And that is unfortunate, but it's a mortal lead. Second position is Menace. Toy Coin wants to get his position back in a third position there. But that's the soft runners of Menace Max, of course. That is why he has launched off the field. I don't think Toy Coin had a very good start, to be honest with you. Unfortunately, because I think he had a wheel spin there, but that was a long shot there from the back of the field. There's a bit of a rubbish camera angle. Menace Max is all over the gearbox of Immortal. I don't think he's going to be too concerned though, because Menace Max on the soft tyres here as we go to the big stop at 10 and 11 here. Oh my goodness gracious me then. Now as we're coming to complete lap 1. We're on board with Menace. Started third on the grid there. It's gone soft tyres for the Ferrari. We got 33 laps around this race circuit. And unlike on Wednesday, that is a beautiful sunshine. Why couldn't this happen now? Into the final turn then. And lap 1 completed. Look at the gap there. It's by a quarter of a second. And it's already Immortal. It's starting to get defensive here. And it's looking at it and saying, stream across that. That McLaren gone very wayward there. I didn't see which one it was there. And here comes Menace Max into the big stop at turn 1. He takes the lead, then locks up the inside tyre. And Menace Max on soft tyres, but he has got a pit earlier than the rest of the field. Then I wonder if he's gambling on an early safety car here, is the Ferrari driver. Both Ferraris have got up one position already in this one there. Biggest winner, biggest mover is certainly Keza at 3 positions. 4 positions, I would say the biggest loser is unfortunately Knowlesy having contact in turn 1, I believe it was there, which has really hurt him and dropped right down to the back of the field. It's about 2 seconds away. And unfortunately then, as you now flow through, sorry Dorothy, I've just put the tyres up aside. I apologise, I've also butchered your name as well. So that's 2 strikes against me already, my good sir. What a start, man, Thunder is saying. And someone's in trouble, Serious Russia is saying that. As goodness sake, gracious me, and Troy is through past Sam Swift. Sam Swift is on the harder tyres, as is Lucas Perch as well. The 2 championship protagonists, and if you're new to ALR, welcome. The 2 championship protagonists, which is Sam Swift Ninja, current 6th position, and Percy in 11th position. Mona so we're keeping on those two drivers there. Back in the front then, Menace Max has extended his lead there, but of course he is on the softer rubber at this moment then. As we go down into turn one then, Mortal second there, we have DRS, so it's very difficult to break DRS, so it's down into on this circuit. Of course there's two DRS zones around the circuit, on board a toy coin on the medium tyre. So I would assume that the medium runners are probably coming in around lap 9 to lap 11, maybe even lap 13, and then throw on to the, well, probably a bit later actually, maybe a lap 11 to lap 13, and then throw on the harder tyre and go to the end then. That is just a rough guesstimate. Chapper's all over his teammate here, but not anymore because he's through, passes Sam Swift and up into 6th position. The hard runners of, well, Sam Swift certainly is struggling on those hard compound tyres at the moment there. Not ideal, unfortunately. Toy Court is under the pressure now from Kaz, who possibly could have been higher at the field then. All over the gearbox and then having a look this way and that way, going down into turn 11 and then locking up then. Menace Max is there. A lot of lockups on this game, isn't there? You see a lot of tyre smoke there, which some drivers have complained about, haven't they? Just on board now then is the gap then between ourselves and Troy is about 0.5 of a second there. Everyone's in DRS range apart from Brooksy, who has just been overtaken by Knowlesy. So the two drivers at the back have had a nightmare start to the Spanish Grand Prix. Everyone else is within DRS of each other now, which is going to make it very interesting indeed. We've got a big old DRS train at the moment, which is a bit of a conga line there. Serious match, and the soft tyres are going to go off quick too. Says so yes, I think that Menace Max and the two soft runners of speed car who's just got past Delando, and Coop's also sniffing around as well at the back of the McLaren. I think that they was waiting for a safety car. I'm sure they were, potentially. Back on board then with Kaz at the moment. There's that Menace Max there is on lap 4 now. I think he was expecting to probably be out of DRS range, but he has not had that at all. But as now Speed Car is past Lights, who's also on the harder tyres. I don't think, maybe I'm being a bit premature here, which is nothing unusual in my lifetime, I must say. But fingers crossed, those safety cars, Thunder are saying. I may be being a bit premature here, but I do feel that the hard tyres are not working out at the moment, but we're running on lap 4, aren't we? So maybe I should steady myself down, and maybe I should wind my neck in a bit then. Lovely battle here then. From the helicam here, we got Equals, who is sniffing all over the back of Keza, who's gone up to 12th position already, Keza, and a nightmare qualifying for the Haas driver, but so much better now then. Of course, the Haas are currently in third in the Constructors' Championship, but both drivers, I would say, by their excellent standard, have not had the best of season so far, Troy nor Keza, albeit when Troy's not leading the championship or in the top 2 in the championship, then you could say that it's not been a good season anyway, because Troy has got very much a high. He's got very much a high season in terms of performance, hasn't he? Not much chance of a safety car here, Serious Rusham was saying that. And to be honest, Serious Rusham is right then, because the barriers are not really too close, are they here? And if you're going to go off, you're not going to go off in a major way, are you? Or if you do go off in a major way, there's so much gravel here that it will stop you before you get into the barrier. But of course, unless you're Farf in the Farf corner, or Cox here in Cox corner a few seasons ago, then back on board with Immortal at the moment, who's very much pushing Menace to the limits and beyond there. Menace does not want to ruin his tyres too much. He also has to stay within a pit window here. But I'm wondering if Menace comes in the pit, so he's got to go for an almighty undercut. Look how tight the field is then. Up until 11th position, that person's out of DRS range of Legends at the moment, up to 11th position there. So if he comes in the pits now, there'll be a clean bill of air, but that's a lot in time on the hard tyres, and I don't think multiple stops around here is the way to go. And Menace has now lost 2 positions there, as Immortal and Toy Coin are both past the Ferrari, and it's how the soft tyres going off now. That is one of the kick salvers on the inside of Equals there, and I think the job has been done into turn 2, but now both Ferraris are also fighting each other, and Menace Max there is not letting cars go here. So Menace Max is not letting cars go here. Far just needs to stay in his DRS margin. And Williams boys together, that's not good. Serious Rush was saying it's also not good for the Ferrari drivers either, is it? Unfortunately. My word, then, and I think that Menace losing two positions. That is not good for the strategical strategical options there for the Scoot area down into the big stop of 10 and 11 there. Of course, that's our second end of the DRS range there, and between turn 9 and 10. But I must say that don't get much overtaken around there, do you? Unless you have a major tyre deficit between the car in front and the car overtaking it into the final two turns as well. Immortal leads by half a second there from Toy Coin, who's about 4/10 of a second away from Menace Max, who's about 2/10 of a second away from Cass at the moment, with Troy in 5th position, 6th is Chappers, 7th is Samsung Ninja, through goes Cass now, and Menace, I think the performance of the soft tires is struggling. Into the pits comes Coop, then is the first tire to blink now, and into the pits, and what tires is that, what tires is Coop going to go on then? His Thunder has said that the tires are completely gone there for Menace. Now, I think the Cavs could be a major factor in today's outcome of this race, then, as I think all other 20 drivers could be as well, then, depending on how this race goes, then. But I feel that Cavs has got a lot. It's got a lot of performance in this Ferrari, hasn't he? He's looking very on song at the moment. Told you, soft tires. About in these temperatures, so maybe then because the track is being saturated by the Spanish sun, isn't it? And unfortunately, because of that Spanish sun, then that is why the soft tires have completely fallen off. Unfortunately, there for Menace Max. So three out of the two out of three drivers that started on the soft tires have stayed out. Then, whilst Coop has gone on to the medium tires, right at the back of the field. Coop is now, but now they can start to put their toe down and really start to do some undercutting now in that Aston Martin. Both Aston Martins, believe it or not, is out of the points so far, and we haven't said that at all too often in this season. Lap 9 in this race, lap 8 in this race, I should say, as now Percy, unbeknownst to us, has lost out as the two Williams drivers there have swapped position there, as Sam Swift, I think, has been let by his teammate. Team orders said, who would do team orders, eh? Mushroom, goodness me. So I must admit, why you let him through a Mushroom is not a very good thing, because I always do it the most stupidest of places, so I need to learn how to do it better. I think I cost both me and Mushroom a lot of time when I try and let him through, as I just like watching cars. But as I said, Formula 1 is a team sport, and hard runners then will take over soon. The highest hard runner is Sam Swift, and Sirius Mercer has set that right on cue, where Sam Swift has got past Chapper's, albeit was assisted pass, I believe, then, because unless Chapper's got no DR and got no ERS deployment in that Williams car, I think that that was very early to overtake on the back straight. Then at the moment, then I think it is Kaz who is the man on the move. Troy is now sniffing all of the gearbox of Menace in 4th position in that second Ferrari. Look at Kaz here; he's getting very interested in the rear posterior of Toy Coin, and look at that, whilst they're fighting now, starting to fight, and Toy Coin starting to drive with his rear mirrors. They are letting Immortal go extend his lead there. The gap was 8/10 a second. It's dropping down a bit now. It is down, and Toy Coin is absolutely flown by, and my goodness gracious me then, and that must be a deployment problem there for the Mercedes driver, because that is incredible. We got almighty amount of contact then, and that's lights who's been spun off, as I'm not sure what happened. Percy down to 13th position there, and Lights is down into 16th. There is a lot of cars, 2 into 1. Well, 2 into 1, I figure it's more than 2. There's a lot of cars trying to go into we're trying to go into turn 1 there, as Thunder is absolutely shocked. I think I'm not sure if they're shocked by turn 1 or if they're shocked by how easily that Toy Coin took the lead there, because it was 8/10 of a second there. Bro, just turned on his jet. Toy Coin, I'm absolutely surprised by that. Goodness me. I don't put the. By the way, I do not put the telemetry on more often than not. Then mainly because I know that if you really want to see, the telemetry of someone, you could just see their steering wheel when we're on board. But I try not to turn the telemetry on too early into the race then, because sometimes it may help or hinder drivers and all that kind of stuff. If you, I don't mind you battling me, Sean. It's all gravy. As well as Mushroom, if I ever was on the same as, well, we'll talk about that in a minute, because Immortal's through, and Cam's got a 3-second penalty. Troy has got past Menace and moved himself up into 4th position there. Menace is dropping down to 5th now, as of course that is where and look, Percy's in 12th, I think. Did he get past? So I think that might have been defending here, but Percy's 3 seconds away from Keza. That is not ideal. Delando is fighting heavily with the second kick salve here of Lights there. And look at this. You see, there he goes on the inside on the harder tyres. Serious Russia mentioned there that mentioned about the the hard tyres that are going to work there, and they're getting very cozy with each other. Lights, I don't think's too happy about that, and Cam is through as well. I said, Lights has been forced off the circuit. That looked a bit interesting now. Unfortunately, yellow flag then for Lights, and that looked a bit I've never seen anything like this. Thunder is saying that. I hope in a good way and not a bad way. I wonder if Thunder is talking about the about swapping positions down the back straight. Then is I'm wondering if they've all ran out of deployment here. Toy has tons of saving airs. Brutal as a mortal Burns has said Thunder no as more issues at the back there. Sam Swift has now got past Menace and moved himself up into 6th position. Menace is dropping like a stone here, and I think that Lights has had a major incident now with Knowlesy. If I got that message correctly when whilst I was looking down. What is happening here as Kaz is now all over the back of Toy Coin here into the big stop of turn 4. Knowlesy's in the pits, and I'm wondering, Knowlesy's in very early then, so I'm wondering if he's got damage off the back of Lights. Lights had issues with the 2 McLaren drivers there, and unfortunately I'm not sure if Knowlesy's had issues as well. Then let's take a look then. It's a nose cone change for Knowlesy then, so what happened then with Knowlesy and Lights then? Oh dear, that didn't look ideal at all, did it? They must work together, Thunder is saying that, as just on board now with Troy then. And yes, of course, the teammates can work together. And me and, I try and help Serious Rush, as I was mentioning before. To us, the only ever time I'd ever battle Serious Russia would probably be if we was on the same strategy, and I don't think that's ever happened. So there we go. That's what it. So Announced is in trouble with Alex now. Then Serious Russia was saying that, and unfortunately, Lights has only just been promoted to 100%. So never mind. By the way, we're joking on that front, of course. I don't think Alex ever holds a grudge then, unless it's against Farf. But then again, we all hold a grudge against Farf, don't we? And down into turn 1, and there's 3 abreast, and Kaz takes the lead of the Spanish Grand Prix. And passes Immortal, passes Toy Coin, and now he has been released. Has Kaz got anything left in that Ferrari? I feel like he's got the better out-and-out pace at the moment, but that's just me sitting on my poof at the moment now. Just talking absolute nonsense here tonight. But look at the top 5, and that is Sam Swift Ninja in 5th position. Brabbit, unbeknownst to me, has now also moved up the order and into 6th position as well. Brabbit has Chapper 7th, Mag in 8th position. Superb driving for Mag. He's not scored a point in his races so far in gold, and he's driving a superb race at the moment with Legend in 9th and Keza in 10th position there. Now then, so this is going to get very precarious indeed. Troy, who's now all over the back of Immortal as well. I think the pit window's open now. I'm not sure if that's me making things up or not, but I do think the pit window is open. Serious Rusher agrees with me. Kaz has pace, you know. He certainly does. And now is anyone going to come to the pits? Yes, Troy is in the pits. And remember, this is where his race ended abruptly. And he's made a slight contact with the wall. That's more than a slight contact. That was very much a French kiss in the wall there for Troy, but he's in the pits now, and also in the pits is Percy in very early. So there issues for Percy. I think that the hard tyres is not working very well, are they? Is that just me? But it just feels that Percy's hard tyres have really struggled. Troy's gone to the hard tyres now. Percy's gone to the mediums. Are they going to get to the end with just 20 laps to go here? I think that's a bit too much then for the medium tyres, but Percy can certainly make it work. Sam Swift's hard tyres is now starting to get into their element then, Sam Swift is. Percy has not really gone anywhere since the beginning of this race. As we come up into Farf corner now. Percy's out in 17th position in front of Equals, who's on the soft tyres. Cooper, who came in the pits earlier on the medium tyres, 6 laps on the medium tyres. Knowlesy had to come in the pits after issues, which we think was with lights or if or something's gone majorly wrong there, unfortunately. It's too important to be in front of this guy when you want to go into the pits, Thunder is saying. So then it's Thunder saying that it's all about track position there potentially. I'm wondering then if anyone's going to come into the pits now because Troy is in the pits. No, they've all stayed out. Now, interesting stuff. So has Troy jumped too early then potentially? Mediums will make it, but will be cooked. and not in a good way either. Madge is now into a superb 6th position there, Madge. This is great performance from Madge. We haven't seen the best out of the silver champion, and here comes the two McLarens, 17 points in the joint constructors all season. The team from Woking, by the way, that doesn't count the 100% McLaren team, as Cam going very wide there, and Delando's going to go back on the outside here. The two Papaya cars, and he's had a great day in, I forgot what race, in Holland, in the Dutch Grand Prix, as Delando has got back through. But yes, of course, the 100% joint constructors, sorry, the 100% does not count towards the joint constructors, mainly because of performance stuff. Mainly because of the performance stuff and all that kind of jazz. That's why it's not counted. And so me and Sirius Mushroom as not contributing to that 17 points. On the outside goes Sam Swift. Incredible stuff indeed. Then as they're just going into turn 12 and 13. Immortal's dropping down the order now. Do you feel that Immortal should come into the pits here? Yes, and so is Kaz in the pits as well. And lap 14. This is about the time then, albeit I've been saying it's been pit winner's been open for past 20 odd laps or so, but into the pits now comes Kaz, comes Immortal, comes, oh no, the two Mercedes have not come and sing, oh dear, and Mads, who's drove a superlative race, has lost 18 seconds here on the harder tyre. That is not good, and out of the pits now comes Mads. Oh my goodness me, but I'm not making no bones about it. I think the Mads is having a good drive up until that point, and I was happy that he was in the points there. Menace is now in the 7th position and past Troy. Now Menace is starting to race on the soft tyre, now on the harder tyre, along with his teammate Kaz. Well, Kaz has come out just in front of his teammate here. Both Ferraris, and are they going to work together here? I don't think they are. Both drivers wants to win this Grand Prix. This is the problem now of having two competitive drivers like Ferrari had last season, with two champions in the form of Percy and Troy. They did work together, didn't they, more often than not? But there was, I think it was the race in Qatar, where I was expecting Troy to let Percy through, but that did not happen. Did that ultimately cost Percy the championship? Potentially no, but you never know what could have happened if Percy had those extra 7 points then. It could have changed the tide, potentially. The race leader, Toy Coin, is in the pits now. Brabant and Sam Swift leads the Grand Prix on harder tyres. Kazin is going to be the highest runner who's pitted and is on the hard tyres. He should come out in 3rd position here. In a third position then, as we go into the final couple of corners then. I dare not take my eyes off of the street then. Farf, why is it my corner then? You crashed there pathetically, Farf, a couple of seasons ago, and your car just fell apart and you DNF'd, and I found it hilarious. Going down into turn 1 then. And Menace is now back in front of Kaz. Where's Toy Coin? He's out beyond Troy. Now, he would have lost track time, but he does have younger tyres than the drivers in front of him there. My goodness gracious me. So just like the Mercedes in 2021, it says Thunder. As we've all said, mediums will make it. Someone could do a 2-stop here. Thunder, just like Mercedes, that's better. Equalison has to stop again. He could be interested. Oh my goodness gracious me. And just on board, as Cam has got a problem, as just up the road. Then, whilst I was talking away and just reading the comments and trying to catch up, Cam has had an issue. Cam and both McLaren drivers are not going to the pits. I wonder if they're trying to go hang a bit there, potentially to get a safety car. Potentially then. As we're just now going into turn number 11 and 12. Sam Swift has lost the lead. Brabant takes the lead of the Spanish Grand Prix. Yes, there he is, and there he goes. Excuse me, I had to regain my composure. Sam Swift then Menace fastens up then. Sam Swift down to 2nd stay. Brabant leads this race at the moment. They will have a lot of time to make up now in the second part of this race, but they'll be on the medium tyres, which I think is the more preferred race tyre here. Hello, John. Good evening to you. Then, and we've also got one with the Farhad then, who's dropped right down to 8th position. That's a very good point. What has happened to Immortal? I'm wondering then if, because we looked at his stop, he didn't have a too bad stop. I think his teammate of Madge had an awful stop because he had to wait for Immortal to be serviced here. But I'm wondering if Immortal just lost so much time before going in the pits then. However, Immortal is gaining on this gaggle of 4 cars in front of us, which is Menace, Kaz, Troy, and Toy Coin. Troy, of course, up there at the moment because he pitted a lot earlier than The drivers around him and went for a major undercut. Those Ferraris that are looking very, interesting. Trying to get past each other, trying to get him past Brabham and Sam Swift. I wonder if they towed each other along, because there's a 14-second deficit, an 18-second deficit between the first car that has pitted, which is Menace. 14 seconds between themselves and Delando, who is doing an absolutely splendid job on those medium tyres. He has not pitted yet and has done a. And has done an incredible job on those medium tires. 17 laps and yet to pit. I wonder if Delando owes some money then to Pirelli potentially, and that's why he's saving his tires. I'm not sure him to Cam then, but Cam there dropped right down the order. 2 drivers with penalties at the moment. Unfortunately, we'll take a look at those penalty situations towards the end of this race. But at the moment they're doing a great job. There's no penalties up until 14th position, which is Speed Kai. Fantastic stuff indeed there. Equals on soft tires, as you already mentioned. Already mentioned at the moment now. And just watching as we're now on board with Kaz, and as just at the moment dropping ever so slightly back. And Menace said going for his first Grand Prix win. Both Ferrari drivers have a lot of potential, and I feel that the most likeliest to win their first Grand Prix this season. Pit lane drama. It is Alpine team ready in the pit lane for Brabham, and the former silver champion in the pit lane now. And tires, I think it's going to be medium tires for Brabham, and somehow Brabham, who's gone further on the harder tires than Delando has, is on the medium tires. Incredible stuff indeed. Then here comes Kaz starting again. Then look, there's a motor in the background. They're being slowed up a bit, and then the motor is just caught up now to the back, and this one's going to be very good indeed. Then on board now then with the Ferrari ones. I'm looking forward to seeing you on track just as soon as I get the opportunity to take a vacant seat then. You'll get a reserve for Drive Johnson. Plenty of chances. Could get one this week. Yes, indeed. That admins are very fair with giving drivers, giving reserve drivers a go. Of course, just make sure you vote and all that kind of jazz. That'll be superb stuff indeed. Because if you vote, that means that to the admins, that means that you're interested. If you don't vote, then out you go. So just watching Troy to go down into turn 10 and 11. Sam Swift Ninja, the championship leader in the pit set. So if you just joined us on lap 19, which Camaro has, good evening to you, Camaro, then it means that at the moment we've got a bit of a different running of strategy out there. We got Delando coming into the pit set. I reckon Delando's going to try and go for softs, but I think that's I think he's neither here nor there, unfortunately. So Sam Swift there is coming in the pits now, and Brabham is already out in front, and Brabham is going to be quick here. Look, there is Brabham. He's less than a second away from this gaggle of 5 cars. There's Sam Swift in 7th position. Percy has made his way up to 8th position, then passes Legends and Chappers. Keza has made his way up into 11th position as well. I feel that Percy on 7 lap of medium tires, he's going to try to get points though, isn't he? That is not good at all, is it? Unfortunately. So that is going to be very interesting. Sam Swift and Brabham, I think that could those two win the Grand Prix? Potentially. There's a lot of cars to overtake here, but there's a long DRS zone on the start-finish straight. This is going to get very interesting indeed. Just like in the Dutch Grand Prix today, there's been no retirement so far, no safety cars, no VSCs. It's been a very clean race so far. Some say that might make it a boring race. I think it's a very intriguing race. And I think that the question is now on my mind is whose tires are going to stick with it and whose tires are going to fall off. But Brabham, can Brabham? So look, there he is, medium shot Brabham in the Alpine machine. Can Brabham win his first Grand Prix? Oh my goodness me. So I don't care about the strats. Farf will make it rain on Tuesday anyway. Current fast on the race, John's Asper. There it is. It's a 14.243 right on cue from Brabham. Legends has got past Percy there, and that underlines Percy struggling today. My goodness me, Percy is usually a driver that very much gets everything sorted in the race, but it's just not happening for Percy today. Is there an issue for Percy, or is it just the pace today? Very not not very good at all then, unfortunately. And so the two Ferraris still lead the way. We've not had a 1-2 yet this season. We did have a 1-2 in bronze, I think it was, but I think there was a penalty. It was the two Ferraris, ironically, of Smithfield Mighty and Kian then, who got a 1-2, but unfortunately Kian had a penalty added in the race, which dropped him down to third. Can't remember which race it was. On the back straight once again, Cass still leads. Second position is Menace with Toy Coin, with Troy, Toy Coin and Mortal, Brabbit then, all within DRS range for each other. Sam Swift Ninja has just made his way up into Assassin's Ninja is not in DRS just yet, and Legend has got past Percy, as has Chappers now. Percy is struggling out there with, look, Keza now all over the gearbox as well. What has happened to Percy then? He's just got no pace out there, has he, at the moment? Percy's on an off-race serious, much we're saying. Sam Swift has done a 14 flap then, and underlines his pace on the medium tyres, and now Percy's got nothing to defend against the Aston Martin driver. It's a horror show day for the man who's second in the championship, and could be costly here. On board with a Mortal, on board with the Mercedes driver now. Oh my goodness gracious me. A 14-2 was that John was asking? Yeah, it was a 14-2. Now it's a 14-0. 1-14-0 as Percy, as Chappers has dropped down the order. What's happened to Chappers then? Whilst we just momentarily went off, but Delando has got onto soft tyres, and up into 10th position goes Chappers. Percy dropped down into 11th, unfortunately. Now it's a top 7 battle with 11 laps to go. 2/3 of this race to go now, and they're just going over Cox Corner now, dropping down into turn 10 and 11 then. So it's the two Ferraris, followed by the Haas of Troy, followed by Toy Coin and Mortal, Brabbit and Sam Swift. The top 7, any of the top 7 can win this Grand Prix today. On board once again with a race leader, and my goodness me, we're going to stick with Brabbit for the minute, because Brabbit has really got the whole show in front of him then, as Brabbit are on board now, and Brabbit going for the alternative strategy, as has Sam Swift Ninja, and really has kind of gate crashed this battle for the lead. And look at that, even with DRS and a Troy, he is struggling now, and on the outside goes Brabbit, and almost contact between himself and a Mortal. Oh my word then, and goodness gracious me, I love this over the camera, over show shot. It's absolutely splendid stuff indeed there from Brabbit. However, what's this? And two Ferraris are very close together. Look at that queue of cars are going through turn 7. Oh golly gosh, this is going to get very interesting indeed then. Let's take stock then. We're on lap 23, 10 laps to go in this race then. Anything can happen in this Grand Prix. It's a two Ferraris lead at the moment. 1-2, we haven't had a 1-2 so far this season then. Could today be the first day of doing it? It's a flash pass it out, almost knocking my mustache off. Toy Coin in third position then, has not won a race since the final race of the season, the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix last season. And who's that? Sam Swift Ninja on the outside, passing Brabbit and Mooner Sal into 6th position here. And then we got Troy in 4th position, and then we got Immortal in 5th, Sam Swift in 6th, with Brabbit in 7th position. One incredible race has been. Kez has moved us up to 8th position at the moment, and it's my driver today. No chance road taken. That's weird. Camera is saying that. Out of the final turn once again, and we had a very weird moment now when Toy Coin just absolutely blast past Mortal. And look at this, and Toy Coin is going for it, and then he goes into the lead. Both Ferraris have been passed. Sam Swift is up into 5th position there, and now Toy Coin leads the Spanish Grand Prix with 9 laps to go here. But it could be like the bronze races from last season, where it could be all about then who is in the lead on the final lap then, or the second to last lap. Sam Swift has passed Troy as well. Sam Swift is flying through the field on those medium tyres. He has passed Troy and Immortal and Brabbit in the last couple of laps, and Sam Swift is very much now starting to become on the ascendancy here. Brabbit is trying to go for it on the inside then of turn 7 and 8, 5 corner. He is through and up into 6th position there. Wow, incredible stuff indeed. Sam Swift is now 2/10 taken away from Menace in 3rd position, who is only 4/10 of a second, only 2/10 second away from his teammate, who is only 3/10 of a second away from Toy Coin. Sam Swift Ninja is flying at the moment. RB has a turbo button, man. Toy Coin absolutely flying, isn't he? That's incredible stuff indeed. That is flying down into 13 and 14 into the final corner as well. Toy Coin then is now going to be the man dragging these drivers along. Troy is out of DRS range, and Brabbit is through already. Troy is dropped down 2 positions there, and can Immortal get back past Brabbit? He can, you know, and that is where the action is. And Immortal now through and up into 5th position. Legends has got past has got past Keza, but Percy back into the top 10 as well here. And through he goes then, and into 8th position. Keza 9th, Percy 10th, Championship 11th position. We've got another overtake then, and look, Samson has now made his way up into 3rd position there at turn 4, and a very unusual manoeuvre there, but it's the medium tyres there with so much grip at the moment now. Question I've got is, can the medium tyres get to the end there? My word. Yeah, there's only really 3 or 4 places here. You have overtaking opportunities, John is saying there. And I'm not sure if John thought that turn 4 is one of them, but I certainly didn't think so. Incredible overtaking indeed there. Look, the brave up by Brabham. If Immortal loses to DRS, it's done. If Immortal loses DRS, it's done. He's currently 7/10 or a second away, 6/10, so he's getting back into the DRS and taking the moment. No retirements on lap 25 out of 33 around here. Oh my word, fantastic stuff indeed then. It's now coming into the final couple of turns then. Dylando's got a 3-second penalty, so he's trying to push as hard as he can on those soft tyres. And now Sam Swift, his next target is Kaz, and we're on board with Sam Swift. He is catching. Kaz, he's going on the outside here. Kaz gives him just about a Williams racing room here, but the Ferrari is going to, oh my goodness me, on the outside. Through he goes and up into the first position. This battle here with I think it is Keza's out 8th with Lucas Percy 9th. Legend has dropped from 8th to 10th in that flurry of overtaking here. Sam Swift making his way through the field. Absolutely fantastically well indeed. Sam will win for sure. And goated strategy. Taylor Swift is going to win this. Serious Rush saying that. Do you think the medium tyre is going to get to the end? Because they've got to do another 7 laps or so. But if we can get past Toy Coin quickly here, and then of course skate off and get out of DRS race, and maybe Sam Swift can get a Grand Prix win here. What a drive from Sam Swift. I think it's the second half of this race is really very, very much became a major thorn in the side of these drivers. Brabham is coming in 5th position, also on the same strategy as Sam Swift. Brabham then is a bit more of a leisurely pace going through. Yellow flag then for one of the kicks out of the Speed Kai, who's gone off the circuit at Cox Corner. He's recovered now, down in 13th position, unfortunately. We do need more ALR races with driver names, don't we? Because it just makes it feel a bit more lovely, doesn't it? Yeah, mediums will be fine. And so as much as saying that Madge is out of the Grand Prix, unfortunately, as there's a safety car. What is happening? And I thought Madge is coming. Percy's in the pits, and we got a safety car here, which has completely changed the. Where is Madge? And Madge has gone off somewhere. I don't know where he's gone off. There's an Aston Martin in the pits, a King Sauber in the pits as well. But Madge out of the race and after a superb Grand Prix. So this safety car, Percy might struggle, Serious Russia is saying. This safety car has completely thrown the cat amongst the pigeons here. Soft tyres for Percy. Soft tyres there for Speed Kai. And I think the safety car's not going to be out too long. We're on lap 27 out of 33 here. As Thunder saying, you've lost your win now with the safety car coming out. Madge is the first retirement in this race. We don't know what happened to Madge. I didn't even see it on the stream, to be honest. I think it was in between. I wonder if he was coming in the pits and just drove into the wall then. Oh, that changed everything, Serious Russia is saying that. It certainly has. I said that. My word. They're all adhering to the doubt of that. Oh Lord, this should shake things up a bit. John is saying it certainly shall. I reckon if any of these front runners going to come in the pits, I must admit, Sam Swift is damned if he does, damned if he doesn't. You know, if he comes in the pits, he's got to make up all that time. He is in the pits, and who else? Kaz in the pits, Brabham's in the pits, and Toy Coin has stayed out. Menace has stayed out as well here. Oh my goodness gracious me! Immortals also stayed out. Is anyone else going to stay out then as well? Is Legend? I think they crashed into the pits, you know, and I think Legend has gone into the pit lane and into the wall. I think they're coming into the pits and crashed into the pit wall, and Legends is also out as well as I think, yeah, that's what I think they're doing. They're coming into the pit wall and crashing. That's 2 drivers that have done that now. Sam Swift is out in 4th position there. Kaz in 5th. Brabham in 6th position with Troy in 7th there. Keza is queued up behind his teammate. And unfortunately for Keza, he's losing an abundance amount of time here. Is he going to get out in front then of, I think it's a Kick Sauber, Speed Kai, who has just come to the pits on the last lap. And yes, look, there is Speed Kai. He's on the cusp of the top 10 now here. Oh my goodness, gracious me. And so now Keza down into 11th position there. Delando's down into 12th, and that's Equals on the soft tyres. And oh my goodness gracious me. And this is going to get very interesting. That's 2 retirements, and I think they've both done the same thing. I think that they have both. I think that they have both come into the pit lane here, and unfortunately, And unfortunately, because of that, that's really not. Oh my word, that's really not helped at all, has it? Unfortunately, I think the Magi and Legend have done the same thing. They both crashed into the wall. Coming in the pit lane here, we'll take a look. There are the position changes right there. Fast just asked. Where am I? Whoever has bigger balls is going to win this race. Match has gone looking for Harold. And serious much just saying that. As we've also got right decision to stay out. Then, to be honest, not for Farhad. Unfortunately, Swift will get him going on the fresh rubber. Then safety cars at the moment. Then with just a couple of laps to go here. There are the tyre situations at the moment. Then I feel that the top three are going to be feeling a bit vulnerable. I think, and I don't see how long is the safety car going to last for. I think that if the safety car is out for another 2 laps, that would get to lap 30. I still think it's not. I still think that even with the only 3-4 laps to go, the soft runner should breeze through. Sam Swift is breezing past drivers going up into turn 4. So I think that it is going to be, unless something majorly bad happens to Sam Swift coming through the field, I think that the hard runners are going to not be able to defend them. For Toy Coin, Menace and Immortal, I think have made a huge mistake actually. It's hindsight is a wonderful thing, isn't it? Of course, a bit unsure when they come into the pits, but of course Sam Swift was damned if he did, damned if he didn't. But now I think that with fresh tyres, I was expecting more drivers to stay out, to be honest. If more drivers stayed out, then I think that Toy Coin, Menace and Immortal may be sitting a bit prettier, but unfortunately that's not the case at the moment. So safety car is out at the moment. I think it's going to be the end of lap 30 where it comes in the pit set. We'll take stock. Toy Coin, Menace and Immortal have all not pitted and are on hard tyres. Then it is Sam Swift Ninja on soft tyres. Kaz on soft tyres. Brabbit in 6 on soft tyres. Percy on 2-lap old soft tyres. That's brought Percy right back into the thick of things. Troy in 8th position on soft tyres. Chappers on soft tyres. Speed Kai also back into this as well on soft tyres. Keza in the 11th position soft tyres with Dilando and Cam 12th and 13th on soft tyres. Equals in 14th soft. Coop in 15th on the soft tyres as well. So safety cars in this lap. Goodness gracious me, I was expecting another lap then. And then Brooksy, Lights and Knowles, and that is the complete picture of this Grand Prix. Percy needs watching out for as well. I was expecting the safety car to be at the end of lap 30 though, so this change of the thing, this extra lap is just going to help Sam Swift. I feel that Sam Swift is going to take an almighty chunk, take a major points haul over Percy as it stands at the moment now. Out of the final turn there, Menace not a good start at all, and now Immortal's already through then going for it, having a look there, but no dice at the moment there as we go down into turn 1 then, as Kaz is having a sniff on the inside of Swift, but he decides better of it. Now this is where Sam Swift is really going to get the power down so much early because he's got so much full grip than the hard tyres. Brooks has got a 3-second penalty up and under. He's already into the podium places now. It's Sam Swift, and now up in the third position he's going for it to his favourite place at turn 4. Not quite, as Sam Swift car down already, and I think that he's going to lunge here. Not quite then, as that is, who is that? Is that the Ferrari's outlet then? We've also got Troy also having a look up the inside as well in the Haas car. Troy is through, passes Percy's jumping down the order, and Troy is off the circuit. He's ghosted, unfortunately. Chappers is through into 8th position there. Troy jumping down the order. He's lost 2 positions after trying to take 1 position there. As Sam Swift is all over the gearbox of Menace on the outside. He's through and is now in his 2nd position. Kaz is up in 4th as well here. My goodness gracious me. And now on the outside then, as the 2 Ferraris have not really helped each other in this one, have they, in terms of strategical calls? But Kaz, I'm wondering then if Menace Manx was going to may have let him through. He is going to let him through now. DRS has been enabled. And here comes Brabbit as well as they fly past me. As they got all kinds of strange fast laps coming in there. And there's Percy! Percy's on the inside then! And he's going for on the inside! Not quite. And Immortal. And no, Percy's out of the 5th position. And this is I must say that the Percy is in a salvage operation here tonight, and I think the safety car has given him a new release of life here. Troy going on the inside. Brabbit slamming the door shut on the Haas nose cone here. Sam Swift, unbeknownst to me, has taken the lead. Sam Swift leads the Spanish Grand Prix. Oh my word, Percy up into 4th position now. What an incredible turn of events this has been. Immortal is now 6th. Brabbit is 7th there with Champions in 8th position there. They're flying past me now. Wow, incredible stuff. What is going on? Says Thunder. I have no idea. Oh my word, there is now going down into turn 10 and 11 there. Chopper's having a look on the inside of Brabbit. Brabbit contact there, and Chopper's is off and damaged the car. And now they're now up on the inside. Brabbit, they're not looking to see where Chopper's was there. And now Brabbit's lost out then, and Troy's up into 7th position. Brabbit down into 8th, unfortunately. Oh my word there. And now is Percy's got quite a nice advantage here. What about Kaz at lap 22, lap 32 out of 33 here. And at the moment, Toycoin's doing a great job, actually. A fantastic job indeed. Mortor currently in 6th position. Contact there. Brabbit is now having more contact. Then yellow flag in the background there is one of the, who is that? That's Red Bull and Nosey off the circuit there. Unfortunately, issues into turn 1. And there's a kick. Sauber up into 10th position now. Speed car. Delando just outside the points of the position. And oh my goodness gracious me, there's a bit of a gap then of 9/10 second back to Young Lights at the moment there. But Chapper's damage to Chapper's out is all but ended. Here's a chance of getting some points here. Sam Swift Ninja is gone then. He's already out of DRS range there. And it looks like it was the right decision to come to the pits with soft tyres. As I must say, and I gotta say that's the most obvious statement I have made all day. On the outside goes Kaz in number 2 second position. Toycoin in 3rd position. Now Percy, can he get himself on the podium here? I got about 4 or 5 laps ago. I would have said that I would have betted against that there, and I thought that would have been the more easiest calls in this race. Percy, as I must say that Samsung gets past that race, he will extend his lead then. But Percy, today's race, the Percy was having a horror show, and now is up into 4th position there. Mortor is through. Can Brabbit now get himself back up into 5th position? Not quite there. As they go down into turn 1 there. Menace has dropped from I think 5th at the beginning. That's straight down into 8th position now. With Troy's now up to 7th position. With Menace in 8th position. Keza now into 9th position. Speed Kai on the cusp in 10th position. And they've just got a handful of corners to go. And Toy Coiner is defending for all he can defend for now. And that is allowing Percy. And can Percy get 2nd position here? My goodness gracious me. Wow. Now into 4th turn of 8 and into 7 and 8 then. Now up into turn 9 then. Kaz has got one more chance. I think that is down here then. Troy Coiner's gone wide then. So Kaz has got DRS and going to use a bit of deployment on the outside. Has he done it? Then there's Robin there. Robin is racing then, but says, the car is very unstable, and Percy's trying to go on the outside, but Kaz on the inside there, and now that's really put Toy Coin out of place there, and Percy's through and onto the podium. Sam Swift Ninja wins the Spanish Grand Prix, and that was a fantastic end there, and Toy Coin missed out on a podium by 76 hundredths of a second there. Toy Coin just wanted a bit of wanted a bit of good luck there, and unfortunately, once again in this race, once again this season, he just hasn't had the luck of the green, has he? But Sam Swift Ninja wins the Spanish Grand Prix, and a very action-packed end to that race. And that's Sam Swift Ninja's 10th win in 22 starts now for Sam Swift. Extends in the championship, which was looking quite looking quite likely at the beginning of this race. But look at that, that's fantastic. But I think it's a very good salvage operation, and Percy's going to be counting his lucky starts now. His 4th win in 9 races this season for Sam Swift, and is extending his lead in the World Drivers' Championship. Boring race, boring. That was Sir Bush was saying. Sarcasm, Sean. Oh my word. Well, that was an action-packed Grand Prix, wasn't it? There, very good, entertaining racing. And I must admit, I don't actually know who finished where in the end. So let's take a final look at the classification, if we could, please. Nope, no. Well, fantastic. All we know is that Sam Swift won the race with 2nd position was Kaz, and 3rd position was Lucas Percy then. So that was the top 3 anyway. And I think the Toy Coin did finish 4th in the end. But my goodness gracious me, what an action-packed end to that race. It really was indeed then. It was that action-packed. Oh, we finally had the classification, but then it flashed off. Great stuff indeed then. But anyway, nonetheless, and that's not important. What is important is our podium sitters here today. Let me get my interview thingy-majig up. There we go. Got to look professional, all that stuff. Percy, let's start with you today. And Percy, I must say, it was looking quite horrific. I think about 5, 6 laps to go. But you salvaged this to finish in P3. Then, goodness gracious me, are you going to be doing the lottery tomorrow?
Yeah, why not? I mean, that has to be one of the worst races I think I've ever done in like league racing. I mean, the pace was absolutely horrendous. Um, I was fully expecting my setup to be a lot quicker than that in the race. I knew quite a lot of people were going like 50-40 wing and 50-45 wings. So I went, I think it was 42-32 wing, hoping that, I'd be a lot quicker in the straights and able to overtake. But man, it was just, I'd lose so much time through the corners. It was unbelievable. And the tyre wear was just absolutely abysmal as well. I think after like 10 laps on the hards, they were already like 35%. So I had to commit to the two stop, and fortunately at the end, then, like you said, final 5 laps, there was a safety car, and that just allowed me to stick a fresh set of softs on, get back up with the pack, and yeah, maximised and got P3.
You certainly did. You maximised everything out of that race because I must say that I was thinking that, yeah, as you said, this is going to be one of the worst races that I can remember in your ALR career. Because that first stint, I was surprised you came into the pits early on, and I did surmise that it was doing the tyres. But you just mentioned there it was setup. Was that the major crux of your problem today? Was just setup? Or was there other factors that was causing your issues today?
Yeah, it was 100% set up. Like I think I said it in the interview last week. I really like Spain. It's probably one of my better tracks. And in the past, I've had the issues where I think it was on last year's game. I went too high on the wing, and it was just impossible for me to overtake. So I thought I'm going to go the opposite this time, and it was just abysmal to try and even just keep up with the cars. I think it was like I was struggling to keep in the DRS of the drivers, and then I think I did drop out of the DRS, and I was battling for I think it was P14, P15. So I was just really struggling, and I mean, if you had have said to me in lap 10 that at the end I would have finished P3, I would have. I mean, even if you said I'd finish in the points, I would have said, yeah, let's finish the race there, and I'll take that. But to get P3, I think it's just an absolute miracle.
It certainly is. Goodness me. Yeah, because you're right. I didn't expect you to be anywhere near the points towards the end of that race there. But when that safety car came in, then my goodness me. Sorry, when that safety car came out, and then when it came in with a couple of laps to go, what was you thinking? Was you thinking that I could get some points here, or did you think the podium and the win was still on?
To be honest, I was fully expecting to drop back. Obviously, I knew some of the cars in front were on the used hard still, which I don't know why they didn't box, but yeah, they were on the used hard, so they were kind of slowing up the drivers in front. But I was fully expecting just to drop back a couple of positions. But then, like I just said, with the three guys in front on the used tyres still, it was just allowing me to just keep up with everyone, and then it was causing a bit of carnage, and I managed to just pick my way through. I think it was on the main straight on the penultimate lap, I managed to get a double overtake because of Menace was battling hard with Rabbit and I can't remember who else it was in front of me, but I managed to just sneak my way through, and it was just managing to capitalise on those little fine edges. And yeah, I mean, P3 at the end, last lap overtake on Toy and Coin. I mean, I couldn't wish for much more, to be honest.
And do you use this result then is to get some momentum behind you because you've had a really good last couple of two races there with pole position in the last two races, but today was as we mentioned a bit of a horror show. But getting a podium out of nothing, then do you take that in your stride then, or are you more concerned about the lack of pace and maybe setups going wrong in future events?
I think it's a bit of both, to be honest. I think, like I've said in the past, I don't play the game enough, so I did literally just come into the practice lobbies early with that setup. I was setting some decent times. I didn't really have a representative driver in there to set myself up against. So I saw the lap times I was setting and I thought, oh God, that could be alright. So I just stuck with it. I think if I had done a bit more practice, then maybe I would have realised the setup wasn't the right call, and I would have maybe tweaked a few things. But I think it's like you said, I can use this podium and use the disaster class at the start to learn from and take it into future events and improve on it.
Really good drive today, Percy. Brilliant salvage operation, the P3. Goodness gracious me, fantastic stuff.
Thank
Well
you.
done. And let's come to Kaz, who finished second today. And Kaz, I gotta say, that pole position was very much on the cards. The race win was very much on the cards. How would you place this race? And are you happy with this second place, or are you disappointed?
Oh, I think this was exactly the race I needed after those all races of this season with bad luck and quite a lot of mistakes. So I'm quite happy. When I saw in the race, I was just driving exactly the same pace as the in front runners. I thought, oh, this is gonna be really easy because I know I've got a lot of more. Then I can push a lot of more on my tires. But the DRS is so strong here. So P2, I'm quite happy. Yeah.
And to be fair, it's like Percy as well, where you can maybe take a lot of positives and a lot of negatives. I have mentioned that you and Menace, both are Ferrari drivers. I think is going to be is going to be one of the newest winners today. Sorry, this season. But how would you summarize this one though? Because I do feel there's times in this race where you potentially could have got past your teammate and then rocked off into distance. Do you feel that you and your teammate should have worked together more?
Yeah. Yeah, like last race at Canada, I think it was. I just give him a lot of room, a lot of space to pass me and go to the guys in front. And I what I saw is he don't want to do it, just closing the door every corner when I was like almost in his gearbox. So yeah, I hope he will work more together with me, but let's see how it will go the rest of the season.
And then we go into Austria in a week's time. Then, of course, with this your first podium of the season, then you could use it as momentum, that though, can't you, to maybe get that one step podium more and get a Grand Prix win in Austria? Is that realistic for you?
Yeah, I don't know. Like Austria is not the best tracks of me. I Yeah, let's see what it will bring to us, and I will I I will go with a good momentum to it. But let's see what Austria will bring it.
And what do you want from the remainder of the season? Because I do think the Ferrari have now got the strongest driver lineup with you and Menace. You haven't worked together as a team so far, but potentially you could too towards the end. Then, but what do you want more? Do you want the constructors' championship? Do you want a Grand Prix win? What do you want out of this season?
Yeah, of course I want a Grand Prix win, and like my mission is to try to catch up the guys in the top three. So yeah, also when we just achieve the constructors championship, yeah, it will be great, but I don't think it will be. Uh, if I can choose, I will also. Yeah, I just want a Grand Prix win, of course. Just that team winning is not the best thing.
And to be honest, I think all the drivers would agree with that as well. They only want the Grand Prix win. Then, thank you very much, Snake Has. Great drive to second position, and hopefully I'll be talking to you a lot more. Then, maybe starting off in Austria as well. Brilliant drive today, Kaz. Fantastic stuff.
Yeah,
Sam
thank
Swift
you.
there is not joining us in the comments box there, but his fourth Grand Prix win in 9 races this season, extended in the championship, which is very well done indeed from Sam Swift. Percy somehow recovered to third position as well, but there's still points lost, unfortunately, to Sam Swift in the World Drivers' Championship. That is going to be very interesting going into Austria in a week's time. Then, the Silver Championship. There, of course, it did went a bit awry last week, didn't it, for Mumford? Unfortunately, which Mumford now has a deficit of 29 points between himself and Ultimate Beast. Then, join us tomorrow for Spanish Grand Prix action. Then, can Ultimate Beast there extend in the championship once again, or can Mumford lower that gap? Then we'll find out tomorrow night when Nosey presents the Spanish Grand Prix. Goodbye.